Alright, so today we are building a new project. Now, this is something that I've always wanted to build. I'm not going to say exactly what we're building just because, honestly, I haven't really decided on the fine details. All I really know is we're using the Honda CBR 600cc motorcycle engine that I got running a couple months ago. I'm not entirely sure if it's going to have 1 seat or 2 seats. I haven't decided yet on how big the frame's going to be, exactly what the look is going to be of this thing. I haven't really decided on any of that stuff. I'm kind of just starting with the rear suspension and going from there. First thing we need to build is the center hub, whatever it's called, that the CV axles mount to. That's what we need to build in this video. So yeah, I recently bought a vertical mill. I know this is the first time you guys are seeing this on YouTube. I did do an Instagram post recently of showing this thing off. I was in the middle of making a video to upload to YouTube showing this thing off, but I went out of town for 2 weeks. And then now that I'm back, I've been kind of preoccupied with working on this thing, so I haven't finished that video yet. And I'm pretty sure that this video is going to be uploaded before that video, so I guess this is going to be the first time you guys are going to see this thing. So yeah, in case you guys are wondering, this is a Grizzly G0759. This is the only vertical mill in this size that has a DRO, and this is why I bought this thing, because it has a DRO, which is also a massive computer that you can do all these different kind of commands on, which I kind of didn't know that when I bought this thing. So big surprise, this thing does a lot of stuff. You can drill a series of holes in any angle, in a circle, radius, find the half of parts, stuff like that, which is amazing. I've only started scratching the surface on what this thing can do. But right now what we're doing is we're using my brand new boring head to drill out these 6 holes. 3 of them are closer to the center, 3 of them are further from the center. The ones that are further from the center, they really don't matter. I'm just cleaning those up, making it look a lot better, because the drill bits really don't make that great a finish. The 3 that are closer to the center, I am bringing those to 7/8 of an inch, and then those are going to be used to mount these to the chuck of the lathe. So anyway, enough rambling. Let's get to work. Alright, so before you guys go to the comments and say that, holy crap, you're wearing gloves while operating a lathe, I am well aware of the dangers of wearing gloves, wearing long sleeve shirts while operating a lathe or a mill or basically any power tool. The reason I do it. Now, I'm not saying it's okay to do it. I'm not condoning wearing gloves while operating something like this. I'm merely saying the reason that I do it is because with this, the way that this is set up, because this is a homemade lathe, it's constantly throwing metal chips right where my arm is when I'm, turning this. And if you look at these metal chips, they are dark purple, which means when they get flung off, they're around 800 degrees. Now, that landing on your bare skin is not a fun experience, especially when you're trying to turn something, and it's not fun at all. Constantly having metal chips land on your bare skin and burn the crap out of you. So that is why I wear long sleeves. I wear gloves. When I'm turning something this big, I have my hood up. I have a whole face shield just because it's flinging metal chips everywhere. If I didn't, I'd have to be picking them out of my hair constantly, and that is why I do it. The reason I'm saying this is just because I'm tired of comments saying, you're wearing gloves, you're setting a bad example. This is why I'm saying this. I am not condoning. I am not saying it's okay to do this. I am merely saying the reason that I do it is because of that reason. It's constantly burning my arm, and I am well aware of the dangers. Now, I want to say this. Don't wear gloves while operating something like this. Don't wear long sleeves. Anyway, let's get back to work.
So before we, continue working on these parts, we need to first focus on how we're going to be adding a brake disc to this whole assembly that we're making. Now, as much as I'd love to use something like this is the front brake disc off of the Honda CBR. As much as I'd love to use this, it just wouldn't work. The center hole is way too small. I can't make it any bigger without completely ruining this part due to just how it is and how it's built. So therefore, we have to make a brake disc from scratch. Now, I do have this, really flat, pretty decent size steel plate that I got from the scrapyard. Not really sure how thick it is. It's not 1/8 of an inch thick. It's a little bit thicker. It's basically almost the same thickness as this, so it's perfect. Now, unfortunately, this is way too big to mount to the lathe, but fortunately, we do have a vertical mill now with a rotary table. So I'm going to be drilling a hole in the center, mounting this to the rotary table, and then using that to turn down, the sides of it, making it a lot rounder, bringing down the size a little bit, and we're going to be drilling a bunch of holes in a certain kind of cool looking pattern to not only dissipate the heat a little bit better, but to also lighten the weight of this thing, because this thing is kind of heavy. Alright, so last night I started editing this video and I realized that I have way more footage than I thought I was going to have. I was originally planning on this being a one-part video of just assembling this thing, But if I did that, this video would probably be like 45 minutes to an hour long. The edited portion that I did last night is half an hour long. I still haven't even included the outro or the outtakes. So I'm going to try and get this video as short as possible, just so it's not super long. But we still haven't even included, you know, showing how I made these parts yet. I still need one more part to make. I still need to finish welding this onto here, finish turning the keyways. Then I can put this on there, finish turning everything, and then we can start assembling this thing. So definitely a lot of work has been going into this thing. I know it doesn't look it, but this has been taking... I've been working on this for more than a week right now. So, I gotta end this video. I realized that by the time I upload this, tomorrow will be Christmas Eve. So, Merry Christmas to everybody who is watching this video by the time I upload this. But yeah, I gotta end the video here. Thank you for watching. See y'all in the next video. Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, I took off too much. Oh, no. I took off too much. Yep. Wasn't really paying attention. I took off too much material. Don't you just love it when that happens? This is why you always want to pay attention. Always pay attention to your dimensions. Don't overgo. It's always best to go in tiny increments. Otherwise this happens. Hate it when this happens. At least it's not too much material that I had to take off, but you know, it always sucks when this happens. I'm glad that I have extra, otherwise I'd be totally screwed right now. I guess, yeah, I guess redo it, you know, second time's a charm. Yeah, in the final edit, I'm gonna totally pretend like this was my first attempt. It didn't take me 3 separate tries to get this done. No, this is the first one. Don't believe me? Here's my first 2 attempts at trying to get this done. These, I was just not paying attention, and I took way too much material off. I guess 3rd time's a charm. I'm a horrible machinist.